friends, welcome back after the break. In the first half, we had studied one solution with the help of modern approach, how we have to do it. Now, we will take up another illustration, and this is illustration number 6 from chapter number 6 from book of T.S. Grewal. Okay, so let's begin. Started business with cash 1 lakh. Now here we can identify that two accounts which are involved are cash and capital. Cash and capital. The reason is cash is specifically given over there, and since business is being started, so we need capital. That means the cash is coming for capital. So we will write capital, and cash is part of which? Assets. As per modern approach, it comes under asset. How affected? It is increased. The cash has increased. And the rule for asset is increase in asset is debited. So we will write 1 lakh in debit column. Capital in itself is capital, and it is also increasing. Why? Because a new business has started. So we will write increased. It is increasing. How it is affected? It is increasing the capital, this transaction. So increase in capital is credited. So we will write 1 lakh in credit column. Clear? Deposit. Clear? Deposited into bank. Deposited into bank. Now you are opening one account in the bank and you have deposited 50,000. So two accounts that we can see involved are deposited into bank. So bank is coming in picture. You are depositing the amount in bank. So we will write bank and cash. Bank and cash both are your assets. Okay. When you open account with the bank, your bank balance increases. And since cash is, you are getting account open with the help of cash, so cash of your business is decreasing. Increase in asset is debited. So the amount of 50,000 will get debited. And decrease in cash, decrease in asset is credited. So we will write 50,000 under credit head. Okay. Withdrew cash for personal use. Whenever you see the word personal use, simply write drawings. Since cash is being withdrawn for personal use, so we will write drawings, and drawings comes under capital, and capital is decreased due to drawings. Your capital will reduce by 5,000. So decrease in capital is debited, and other account involved is cash. Cash is your asset, and asset is decreasing. Decrease in asset is credited. So we will write 5,000 in credit column. Clear? Withdrew from bank for office use. Withdrew from bank for office use is the money is withdrawn for office use from bank. So two accounts involved are bank and cash. Bank and cash. Before that, sorry. So bank and cash are involved. So cash and bank. Cash is your asset. Your cash in bank, your cash in office is increasing because you have withdrawn, you have taken out money from the bank. So, increase in asset is debited. Increase in asset is debited. Bank is also your asset, but the balance in it is decreasing. Decrease in asset is credited. Okay, decrease in asset is credited. Now, next is received check from debtor Shyam. Now, let me remind, this is pronounced as debtor. B is silent, debtor. Okay, so you have received check from debtor. So here your cash and check in hand. This is the term which we use for cash in hand and check in hand, because you have received a check. It is as good as cash. So your cash in hand or check in hand is increasing and it is your asset. And other account involved is Shyam. Shyam is your debtor, and being asset, it is decreasing by 5,000. Increase in asset is debited and decrease in asset is credited. Okay? Clear? Started business with cash 10,000. Cash and capital, these are the two accounts which are involved in this transaction. Cash being asset is increasing, hence will get debit. Capital is your capital, it is increasing, increase in capital is credited. Deposited into bank. When you deposit money in bank, your bank balance increases and cash balance decreases, and both are assets. Increase in asset is debited and decrease in asset is credited. Withdrew cash for personal use. Here the more important term is personal use. Personal use. Whenever there is a personal use, it is termed as drawings. So drawings will reduce your capital. It is a capital. So decrease in capital is debited, and other is cash. Cash is your asset and it is also decreasing. Its balance has decreased by 5,000, hence decrease in asset is credited. Withdrew from bank for office use 10,000. Cash and bank are involved. Since you have withdrawn cash, your cash balance will increase, and it being an asset, it is debited, and bank balance has reduced. So decrease in asset is credited. Received check from debtor Shyam, rupees 5,000. So our cash and check in hand will increase. It is our asset. Increase in asset is debited. And Shyam, earlier he was our debtor, it will reduce our assets by 5,000 and decrease in asset is credited. Clear? So we move on to next transaction. Okay? Our next transaction is deposited check next day. The check that was received from Shyam has been deposited into bank. So we will write two accounts involved are bank and cash, check in hand. Okay, your bank balance will increase when the check will honor. Okay. So bank is involved and your cash check in hand, that balance will reduce, and both are assets. Bank balance will increase and cash check in hand will decrease. So increase in asset is debited and decrease in asset is credited. Okay? Clear? Paid to creditor Mahesh by check 10,000. Now you have met your liability by 10,000 by paying to your creditor Mahesh by check. So whenever we make payment by check, we use the term bank, because bank is involved. Check will get honored or cleared through bank. So two accounts involved are Mahesh and bank. Mahesh was your creditor. Creditor means liability. And bank is your asset. Liability will decrease and bank balance will, you are paying to your Mahesh, creditor. So your liability will decrease and bank balance will also decrease. Okay? Decrease in liability is debited and decrease in asset is credited. Okay? Now, paid salaries to your staff 20,000. When you pay salaries, it means you have incurring expenses in the form of salary and you are paying cash. So salary is your expense and your expense will increase. Cash is your asset. It will decrease. Increase in expense is debited and decrease in asset is credited. And paid rent by check. Rent is your expense. It is involved in this transaction. Since you are paying by check, other account involved is bank. Rent is your expense. Expense is increasing. Increase in expense is debited. Let us assume it is 5,000. So 5,000 will come here and your bank balance is, bank is your asset and asset is decreasing because when the check will clear, your balance will get reduced by 5,000. So decrease in asset is credited. Okay? Interest on loan paid rupees 5,000. You must have taken, your business must have taken loan sometimes back. Now the interest due is 5,000 and that is being paid by you. So interest on loan is involved. Interest on loan and you are paying in cash. Interest on loan is your expense and cash is your asset. Expenses are increasing. Increase in expenses debited and your cash balance is decreasing. When you pay interest in cash, your cash balance will decrease. So decrease in asset is credited. Clear? Now let us revise, recapitulate. Deposited check next day. The check that was received from Shyam has been deposited into bank. So bank will involve because you will send check for clearance through bank. So bank is involved and cash check in hand because that was the account which was affected when you received check. Now it is decreasing. Both are assets. Bank balance will increase. So increase in asset is debited and decrease in asset is credited. Okay. The point is, it is very simple if you concentrate on what the transaction says and what the rule is. Once we have understood, we are able to identify the accounts involved and what the nature of the account is and how it is being affected, then we will be able to write whether that particular account will be debited or credited. Okay. With more and more practice, you will learn better. Paid to creditor Mahesh by check. So Mahesh is your account involved is Mahesh and bank because check is involved. Check means bank. So Mahesh is your liability as he was your creditor. So and creditors come under liabilities. So decrease in liability because you are paying to your creditor. Decrease in liability is debited and cash is also decreasing because you are paying by check. So decrease in asset is credited. Okay. Paid salary 20,000. So salary is involved and cash is involved. So salary is your expense and increase in expense is debited and cash is also involved. It is asset and it will decrease when you pay to someone. So decrease in asset is credited. Clear? Paid rent by check 5,000. Again, rent is your expense. You are paying rent for the office that is being used as an office. So increase in expense is debited and you are paying by check. So bank will come into picture. Your asset will decrease. The bank balance will decrease when the check is cleared. So decrease in asset is credited. And last is interest on loan paid 5,000. So there was a loan on your firm for which the interest is being paid through cash. So interest on loan, it will be your expense. Increase in expense is debited and cash is your asset. It is decreasing. Decrease in asset is credited. Okay. This is how we have to do the solution to this type of question with the help of modern approach. Okay. After having learned two solutions, I am sure the things must have become much more clearer. Okay. And with more and more practice you will do. We come to close this topic on modern approach, and I am sure by doing more practice at your home you can do wonders. And once again let me remind you, this chapter is very important if you want to have a great future in accounts or commerce, because this is the ABC of accounting. Okay. So let us sum up today's session, and I hope things are much more clear now. So see you in next video. Goodbye. Bye bye.